What's up guys, welcome back to the Decent Garage. In today's video we are going to try and get the NV4500 stabbed into our engine. We pulled the engine out last video. We have to install our flywheel, our clutch fork, all those parts, and then we'll stab it in and the powertrain will be ready to go in the frame. So the problem we have now is the engine's on this engine stand and it's hanging there fine, but if we're going to hook the adapter plate, the bell housing, the clutch, the transmission, everything to this engine stand isn't going to hold. So we're going to take it off of this engine stand and just kind of do some temporary thing on the floor where we can kind of set it down, maybe support it with the engine hoist a little bit, but then we can get everything mounted up. So we got to do that first before we can really get things mounted up. Alright, we got the engine down on the ground. It's hard. With having 5 kids around, I have a hard time trusting just having it sit on those blocks. So I'm going to leave the engine hoist on it for right now. Alright, so we have our 2nd gen adapter plate here all painted up. It's a little bit dirty from sitting, but that's fine. So we're going to bolt it up to the engine. We're going to use medium strength Loctite. We've got the original bolts and we're going to torque them down to 50 foot-pounds. There we go, adapter plate is on. We are ready to put the flywheel on and then the clutch. Alright guys, here's our clutch. I've had this sitting in the garage for a few months now. It is a Valair single disc clutch. I believe it's rated to 450 horsepower. So let's pull it out and get it all mounted up. Alright, there's our throwout bearing, there's our alignment tool. New hardware to mount it up. So if you've never installed a clutch, I actually have a series that I installed a manual transmission on the OG crew cab. I show everything on how to do this. So we're going to kind of breeze through this. If you want all those little details, it's the same as what I did on that truck. So I'll link those videos in the description so you can check those out. Alright, that's what you want with this alignment tool. It's got to slide in and out nice and easy when the pressure plate is tightened down. Alright, we got the flywheel and the clutch completely bolted up to the engine. This is coming along nicely, so we are ready to bring the transmission down and mate it up. But it's late, so I gotta get back home, help put the kids to bed. So tomorrow we'll pick up here and get the transmission mounted up. So the goal today was to get the transmission mounted up to the engine because we already have the clutch and everything installed. Well, I came to the garage and I realized my clutch didn't come with a clutch fork. My other Valera clutch for the OG crew cab did come with a clutch fork, so I just kind of assumed this one would. So I need to find a clutch fork. I'm gonna get on that, try and get that here. So I decided just to tilt the transmission up, get some paint put down on it. You'll see the color scheme, it's gonna be pretty cool. So we'll get it painted, and then by the time it's done being painted and it's all dry, we'll have the clutch fork here and we'll be ready to throw it right onto the engine. Alright, we're back out here. Our paint is dry. Looks like we got a little cracking here. Probably because it's so cold, so I'll put another coat on there. But it is a beautiful day here. Let me show you the view outside. Look at this. We got like, I don't know, 10 inches of snow. Been driving the OG crew cab this week. Love driving it in the snow even though I hate it at the same time. But just look at it. So let's get the transmission mated to the engine. Alright, look how this paint job turned out. So we got the gray bell housing and the main body's gray, and then the top cover and the output shaft cover is matte black. And these are the same gray and black colors that we've got here on the engine. Black here, gray adapter plate. So no one's ever gonna see the transmission and the engine. Well, they'll see the engine a little bit, but so it doesn't really matter, but I like it to look really cool. So let's get the clutch fork put on. Alright, so the clutch fork I got from AutoZone. I looked all over the place. Napa, O'Reilly, CarQuest. AutoZone's the only place that had one. And it's just a stock clutch fork. And this 94 to 2018, it's the same. So you can just buy any Ram clutch fork. The throwout bearing did come with the clutch, so we've got that. And then I just replaced the ball, and that came with my rebuild kit for the transmission rebuild. So we've got everything ready to go. So let's get our throwout bearing put on the clutch fork, throw our clutch fork in, and that should be pretty easy. There we go. All right, we got the throwout bearing on there. We are gonna put a little bit of grease on the cover here. Do not put it on the splines of the input shaft though. So just on the cover right here, and then we'll throw the clutch fork on there. All right, there we go. Clutch fork is on. That clip was a bugger to get on there, but it's doable. So let's get the transmission stabbed into the engine. I might have to get my wife's help to lift this off of here. I don't know if I can do it by myself, so.
With the cardboard or no?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Do you want it out of the way?
Your way, just there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo. All right, it is ready to be mated on there. I think what I'm going to do is use the engine hoist, lift it up, maybe stick a 2x4 under here, because it looks like that's about how much we need this lifted up. So we'll try that. Hopefully this goes on easily. Sometimes stabbing a transmission can be quite the pain in the butt. Alright guys, we did it. So transmission is stabbed in. Woo, that was a little bit of work. I used a method that I don't advocate for, where I use the bolts to kind of pull it together. I don't like doing that, but I just had to do it in that moment. So anyways, it worked. Everything's all mated up. That looks so good. What do you guys think? Comment below. So that's more progress on Long Bed Larry. We have the powertrain ready to go in the chassis. So next video, we're gonna be working on Prospector Bob a little bit. We also need to work on the OG crew cab. We also need to put this in Long Bed Larry's frame. So we have a lot of work to do in the upcoming videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.